everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 192, and we're recording on episode June 9th, 2022. That's what I was about to say. I don't know what happened. Well, I'm Doug. Joining me today, we got Warren.
Well, I'm Warren. Joining me today, we have Anita.
Hello.
All right, this is already a mess. Quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform. Sub to us on YouTube and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. No announcements or sponsors this week or anything like that. Let's just go into the releases. We're doing 3. There's an argument of whether we should cover one of them, but
we'll get to it.
We're covering a VICTON song, technically an Aespa lyric video, and a Jo Yuri song. First one though came out on Tuesday. It is VICTON with Stupid O'Clock. What a name!
I like the name.
Stupid O'Clock.
What time is it? From Stupid O'Clock.
I feel like that's a good well, yo, you were born at Stupid O'Clock or something, you know?
A diss?
A good diss. Well, VICTON debuted in 2016, and their last 3 songs were Chronograph, Sweet Travel, and What I Said, with 3 music showmen so far. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Is it Stupid O'Clock yet?
I think it was Stupid O'Clock for whoever at IST Entertainment chose to pick the song.
I'm
just gonna lay it out there. Okay, I feel a little spicy this week, y'all.
Look at you. Okay.
Like your picture.
But let's remember historically, I have been very positive about VICTON, more than I probably need to be.
We have
historically, because we like people in VICTON. Although our boy Hansungu is not in this music video because he's in the military right now.
Oh yes.
No, sad.
Okay, I don't think this song is a bad song. I don't think it's like, man, this is absolutely hot garbage or anything of that stretch of the imagination. But my issue with this song is that it is one of these songs that is going for a vibe, right? They want you to be like, oh, I'm grooving to this song. But I feel what ends up happening with this song is there is nothing about the song that makes me super excited about VICTON.
That's true.
Okay.
And that's my problem with it.
Yeah, I also feel like for me, if it's not musically, right? Like what I'm hearing, I usually feel like, oh, visuals can be supporting, make the experience more memorable. But I felt like, I don't know, there was something lacking in that sense as well. I don't know if it was like the lighting being quite dim and like dark. Like that, I know that was the concept, but I felt like maybe it went a little too far in that direction. The plot was interesting with like the museum heist storyline is what I got from it, but I don't know, I guess it felt like it wasn't compelling visually in that direction either, so I had a hard time remembering how the song went after listening.
So the way we do the podcast, right, like normally you guys are really excited about the song and I come in and I'm like, no, this is poo-poo.
Yes, that tends to be the narrative.
That's the typical pattern we follow of the podcast. 200 episodes and that's what we do. I don't know. I think it's the other way around today. I kind of like this track. One? Yeah, I thought it was all right. I mean,
I don't fault you for liking it. I just don't find it exciting.
Well, I don't find your face exciting, Mr. Doug.
Yeah, that's why my cam is broken. Then you don't get to see it. Come on.
Look. I think it's a very groovy song. I was almost getting called. There's obviously a lot of songs like this. In the recent couple of weeks, we've had Le Seraphim have a similar stab at it. Obviously, it's a sound that's more prevalent in the boy group realm than it is in the girl group realm. But I do think this song is like pretty groovy. It's, if someone was to come in and say this track is like generic, I'm not gonna say no to that. But at the same time, I feel like it achieves that concept pretty well over its, I guess, competitors, right? Like there was a couple moments that stood out to me, right? Like if you think about the chorus, there was a moment in the chorus where there's like that part, like I don't know how else to describe it. But
no, that was pretty accurate. That was pretty accurate.
Okay, yeah, look at me. No auto-tune, boy. But no, I feel like that part was really nice, and it really brought a lot of character to the drop, which had a pretty standard trendy structure, right? It began with an anti-drop, right? And then it picks back up in the second half, and then does the whole like exciting part, and that was really nice. Now, what was a little less exciting was the rap verse. Now, I was kind of excited about this. Right, Dohanse, who I believe is the rapper of this section as well as the main rapper of VICTON, I feel like he's been making moves into the rap.
Yeah.
Right. I think he did a rap song recently, alone, like solo track, and that was kind of nice. Now I don't find his voice very developed, if that makes any sense.
His tone,
right?
Okay.
His tone lacks a bit of depth. It sounds a little plasticky, if anything. Now, obviously, that comes with its pros and its cons. But here, let's start with what I like, right? Because I like the effort to put in. There's a 16-bar section, 16-bar verse in the entire track. That's like so rare in K-pop, and it's definitely what I've been asking for.
He had his moment.
Right. He definitely has this moment. There is definitely like a climax. There's a like an intro build-up section in the verse, and that all works. But at the same time, it kind of doesn't, because he kind of falls back into the same kind of like rhythmatic cliches that I hear from idol rappers a lot.
Can I say something about his rapping?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
It sounds like he's trying to do a Penomeko impersonation.
Oh.
Well, it does, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the tone is similar. It's
very similar.
Higher. Yeah.
Right? I think that's one of those things once you hear and once I tell you, you can't unhear. Right?
And like, even with Penomeko, I feel like... Penomako.
That's what I normally call him, dude.
Even with Penomeko, I feel like if you listen to some of his earlier stuff, it felt overly aggressive, unbalanced, and kind of like it's like falling apart in terms of rhythm. And it's not until his recent works, like if I'm thinking about like his album Dry Flower, where he finds a lot more balance, where he knows how to create a verse that's more appropriate for the color and the aesthetic of the song, right? Here, I'm not getting that a lot. Because by the end, I'm getting like that thing, and I'm like, do we need that? Do we need that? Can we, like this? It's all like, to give it a dancing analogy, right?
Okay, dancing.
Okay. Dancing analogy.
Right?
Okay.
Imagine you didn't see the choreo, Anita. I'm gonna ask you, Anita, because you're a dance master, right? Like if you didn't see the choreo, if you didn't watch the choreo, what do you think the choreo? Describe the choreo. What do you might imagine it to be?
I want to go next, but yeah, I need to go first.
For his part?
No, just for like the song itself.
The
chorus. Yeah.
Oh well, I would imagine it to be very. Okay, so at the drop, like I feel like they would stand still, but then do smaller movements with the rhythm of the. What is it? I thought it was whistling at first, but the way you mentioned it.
You know what this song is? They throw out an arm and do slow motion body rolls. That's what this song is.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay, yeah.
That's how I feel like.
That's kind of the rap equivalent of that is what I would be looking for here, right? However, this guy's over here like doing like breakdancing on the floor and just doing like a windmill or something. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting with the rap.
So I guess it's a matter of, or the issue would be that it didn't fit the vibe or the rhythm, the mood of the song, I guess, what he was doing.
That's my takeaway with it. And I don't want to sound overly critical because I do appreciate his effort into writing the rap. And part of it is really well written, especially the first half of it. And he does go off of a good start, but by the end of it, I'm like, boy, like you're just running full speed here while everyone's jogging, So that's where the amount of criticism that I'm giving it, that's how much like my hopes were like super high. And they kind of, so not that Dohan is listening to this podcast, but someone tell him. I don't know. Speaking of the choreo, did you like the choreo, Anita?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the song packaging, right? So visually, sound-wise, choreo, outfits, it all makes sense. I think choreo was what I expected. I didn't think there was anything absolutely outstanding, but it fit the song, it fit the vibe. I saw some live stages as well. I'm still finding it hard to remember or finding the memorable parts. Like I remember that bit in the chorus, that melody part. But I feel like aside from that, it's still a little foggy, and I feel like I would need to really watch it even more because I feel like it didn't have a standout thing. But it's not terrible. Like Doug mentioned, it's not a terrible song. It's just mellow.
And the thing is, I kind of get that vibe, right? Like besides the rap, besides the bop 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 that thing, and then like the bass was really really nice. The acoustics on that was just really good. The members themselves, I think they did a fine job, but at the same time, I kind of with you. Now if my man's if my Sungu Young was here, like that might have been different. I don't know, just putting that out there, just
I'm not gonna make him repeat it. Warren said the most sus thing ever before we started recording about Hansugu. You can keep it. I'll let you imagine what he said.
You guys are fans.
It was like a top 10 most ridiculous thing Warren has ever said in my presence. It was so funny though.
He was missed.
Hansugu was really missed.
I was missed. If you're curious about what I said, leave a guess. If someone guesses right, I'll tell them they're right. But
there's no way someone's gonna guess this.
Anyways, because I had no idea he went to the military. I forgot completely. Yeah.
I see.
So I was like, where's the tall dude with the chocolate body? Where'd he go? Like I thought he'd be here. But he wasn't. So what do you know?
I don't know. VICTON's in just a really odd spot. They've been kind of stuck in the mid tier for a while, right? Like, I really, Oh, what are you saying, Anita?
I was gonna say there was a little bit of a rise after Produce, right?
Yep.
But I feel like it's been mellowed, plateaued.
They're just kind of stuck there, and I don't really I don't see what will Here's the thing. They're selling pretty well.
They are.
They sell 100K per comeback, it seems.
I think I think by the time this episode goes out, they should have hit 100,000.
Yeah. So by no stretch of the imagination are they doing bad, but these days, high tier boy groups are hitting 500,000,
Yeah.
That's essentially what it's come down to. So we'll have to see.
All right. Based on what we're seeing, I think they're profiting. So that's what matters, right?
That's good.
That's good. That's all that matters. Just make the
Let's cover the next one. I've been kind of out of the loop the past week, so I kind of didn't even realize this came out till 2 days ago. Aespa released a pre-release called Illusion. So they are from SM. Debut 2020. Last 3 songs were Savage, Next Level, and then they did that remake of Forever. 9 music show wins so far. So here's some news regarding this. So this is a pre-release, and this week SM Entertainment announced a partnership with Warner Records, which is one of the biggest global record companies in the world. Aespa will they're set now to make their comeback with their second album Girls on July 8th, and it will be released in both South Korea and the United States. It's probably going to be massive. Let's be real here. They will also officially release an English single called Life's Too Short on June 24th. So we're getting basically pre-release, English release, full release is the 3 things we're getting.
Good old 9-track mini album.
Yeah. So this is the pre-release. It's essentially a lyric video, right?
Oh, one more thing.
It's what it is, yeah.
There's a reason you didn't catch that it came out because
it wasn't announced.
It was nobody told anybody. They were we're just gonna drop it, and it showed up as Aespa showed up as Apple's next up. Apple Music's up next artist for June, right? And as a part of that promotional campaign, they would just release the song at 1 p.m. I think 1 a.m. I forget which, and it just showed up without any, anything.
Any notice,
right?
I mean, if we I think that was the wrong decision. to be honest,
no, I don't think they make that decision. I think that's up to Apple.
Well, let's just put it this way: on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
This thing has 4 million views. That's it.
I mean, it's a lyric video.
Yeah, but they
you
got
think it could have been more.
I think they could have said something. They got they have shorts on their channel that got more than 4 million views.
That's true.
I don't know. It was like all of a sudden. Oh, okay, it's here. Oh yeah. Their dance practice versions get 10 million views.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still stuff to watch with that though, you know, like
Yeah.
here I feel like lyric video, like the visuals are nice. We'll talk about that in a second, I guess. But it's mostly a song, right? And
All right. There's a lot of hip hop. Warren, since you like hip hop, what do you think of Illusion?
trap.
Yep.
So much trap.
Trap. I mean, I've been one of the people. Go back to the earlier episodes. I've been asking for like a trap K-pop song in the BPMs of like somewhere between 140, 170. This is that. This is the sound that I've been asking for, and it's good. It's like I like it. Here's what I say that I like about it. Right, I like the production. The beat is just just so good, very grimy. The bass is like a cross between an analog distorted bass and an 808, and it's just nice. The production of it with the little analog sounds, the analog synths that have been like distorted into this almost cyberpunky aesthetic. You end up with this song, right, which is definitely not the same genre as Next Level or Savage, but at the same time, you can definitely understand that this is Aespa.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes sense in progression, to be honest.
Right. It's still Aespa doing the Aespa thing, but of a different genre. That's like such a good job. They've done such a good job of like figuring out what their character is, what their musical identity is. That part just is great. I have other stuff I don't like about it, but I think, Doug, you might be feeling that as well based on the convo we had before we started recording.
Okay. I think let me first say, outside of maybe Next Level, I have not liked any Aespa song on the first listen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like every single song of Aespa that I like, it took a while for me to like it.
Okay.
I guess maybe I said it the wrong way. It's not that I hated any of the songs on first release. It was like on first listen, I was just like, what the hell is this? You know? Like I had to be like, every time I'm like, I don't know what I'm listening to right now. Right? Maybe that's because I'm a K-pop girl group kind of purist when it comes to like, you know what I mean? So we've gone extremely hip hop heavy with this pre-release, right? Now, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that, but at the end of the day, it is a pre-release, so this is not the representation of the main track, right?
Right.
If this was the main track, I think I would have more issues with this being the main track. Sort of like, this is the type of song where, is this even K-pop still? You know? No, really, right? I think that there's a debate here with this type of song.
Yeah.
Like, this is a hip-hop song, straight up, right?
Trap,
It's a trap song. That being said, it's all right. I'm not too angry at it by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay.
It's just like really far from. I feel like SM has kind of decided that Aespa is going to be really hip hop focused, whether or not it really works or not.
With the members or with
Elaborate.
aesthetics?
I don't know how to put it. Just something about the Aespa concept and where we've gone. Sure, they've had bangers and they've gotten really popular. Something about it for me is like, the way I'll put it, I like Aespa, by the way. It's like 1% awkward to me. And I don't know why.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's talk about that because I knew you'd talk about that, right? Aespa does what Blackpink can't do, and Blackpink does what Aespa can't do, and they both have hip hop music as the core of their thing, right? That's my takeaway with this track, and I'm not just talking about this song. I'm thinking like their stuff off of Savage as well.
Yeah.
Savage as in the EP Savage, not Savage Love by Blackpink, because I know that's a thing as well. The issue I have with Blackpink is that individual members, great talents, great performances. The production sounds 5 years old, 10 years old, that issue, right? Aespa has the other thing. Their beats, their production, so on point. Good stuff. Trendy. Good stuff.
Yeah, very trendy.
However, their rap sometimes leaves more to be desired. And I feel like that's where you get the 2% awkwardness that Doug, you were referring to.
So performance-wise,
Okay.
Right. And I'm not saying they're a bad rapper. I'm not saying they're bad rappers. They're all rapping here, and most of them are doing a fine job. At the same time, you're going for this edgy, like cyberpunky, like kind of badass, but also energetic kind of vibe. You have to do a better job of rapping. That's just end of story. Like that's everything that this is gonna be based off of.
What I do like is, I have been playing Cyberpunk for the first time over the past week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's my current
Your
game that
interests
I'm on.
collide.
I'm playing a single player game. This song fits so well into that game.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
Bro, if you don't know what Cyberpunk is, it's like a sort of dystopian, it's not post-apocalyptic, but it's like a future in 2077 where there's a lot of technology involved. People have computer parts all over the place. Like, it
All
kind
over
of
their
grimy.
bodies.
Yeah. Think of it's like if a dank rave, like a steampunk rave, just exploded into real life is basically... No, that's how I'll describe it, dude. It's like a mess. It's a mess.
Okay.
Also, there's at least in Cyberpunk, there's hints of Asian influence all over the place.
Yep.
Like a lot of neon, things like that. Sort of fits this song too, I would say. That punk, steampunk type vibes. I like this song. It's just I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I haven't 100% bought into Aespa as a brand yet.
Anita, you haven't spoken yet. How do you feel?
Well, I feel like pretty much have the same opinions to a lot of what we mentioned about this track. I will say that instead of feeling like, oh, I'm not really sure if this is gonna work or if this is the right thing or if I'm convinced or not, I just find it very smart because I guess I doubt it. I will admit the concept and the marketing from SM with this group from the beginning, right? I was wondering what are we gonna do with Black Mamba? We haven't really referenced the Kwangya lore thing, so I was getting worried. But with the last couple of releases, I felt like they're hitting the audience with the trendy sound, the trendy aesthetics, and that works. It really works. And I feel like now seeing this lyric video. Sure, it wasn't very well advertised, so I'm not surprised by the numbers not being as high as other stuff they released. The production behind it, and now knowing how they're gonna market the rest of the month and the upcoming mini album, it makes sense. Like when I look at this lyric video and the aesthetics behind it, I'm like, I've seen this coming up already in this type of genre, like the kind of Giphy type of video with the logo. I don't know, I guess it makes sense to me, I guess this is signifying maybe a shift in Western market as well, because I feel like I've seen this more with Western hip-hop, and I guess I'm also thinking Doja Cat with this sort of futuristic vibe, so it makes sense. I see it where they're going, and I don't know. I feel like it's still gonna be good because I feel like the upcurrent is still there for Aespa. So even if it's not 100% yes, hard hip hop, they're selling the trap sound, it's still gonna work.
I think you're right. Marketing wise, business wise, it's very clear what they're doing, and it's kind of clear how good this whole plan has been.
Can I make hot takes? I got some hot takes.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
More hot takes.
Okay.
Man, you're spicy today.
No, I don't think it's the hot take. It's just my
Bulldogs
general
over here.
observation. You don't have to agree with me. This is just my opinion. This does not represent what SojuTalk thinks about Aespa and Blackpink.
Oh God.
I think that Aespa is doing well because of the humongous production team and what SM is doing for them. Good camera angle, good production, good music videos, all this stuff. I think that Blackpink, the girls are doing really well in spite of the decisions they're making behind the scenes. And that's why I feel like when I watch Blackpink, when I saw them at a video of them at Coachella, if I see them performing, I'm like, these girls, they got this, they got this down. It makes sense to me. They look like they're killing it, right? Because I'm conditioned to see Aespa in the lens that SM wants me to see them through, right?
Okay.
And when we take that lens away, and I see like a live performance, or I see a stage of it, not on SM's terms, right? It just doesn't feel 100% there yet.
Yet.
I think you give him. I think you give him a couple more songs, maybe a year or so. It will be at that point yet. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm trying to say is that I think Aespa's still growing into this, because I doubt any of these kids joined SM thinking they're gonna be in a straight hip hop group, essentially, right? So I think that I'm still stuck in the frame that these kids basically thought they were gonna be generic, not generic idols, but idols in a sense of like a Red Velvet is, right?
Sound wise, yeah.
Sound wise,
G.
and they are 100% not that, right?
Well,
at the moment.
yeah. I mean, I didn't expect it with like previous SM stuff and like the lineup they had of rookies back in the day, but everything switched. So it moved fast.
That being said, the fast track that Aespa has taken to this point is super commendable. They're doing like extremely well considering how few songs they've been given and like how young they are at the moment.
And that's where I kind of go back to what you said about their like Coachella performance and their stage presence and whatnot. Because I do feel like every time I see them again and again, I feel like they continue to grow. So I'm not too concerned in that aspect. Although I do agree with you. SM is doing a lot to put these girls up into like the cyberpunk characterized light, and I mean the end result of most of of what we get is nice and it works.
No, yeah, they've been doing a great job.
Right. There was a couple things I wanted to mention before you started bouncing out. But I forget what it was.
Oh, can I mention something about the song that was a little
Go.
bothersome?
Yeah.
Oh, bothersome. Okay.
Man.
Yeah,
Anita with the spice too, man.
It's not that spicy, but lyrically there's mentions of like tasty, yummy.
Wait.
Right?
Justin Bieber.
I found that a little disturbing.
I was like, lot of
what
slurping.
is
Yummy in my tummy, yo.
Yeah, like I get it. We're referencing the lyrics. I just found like, oh, the sound effects.
I think there's so the English title is Illusion, right?
Yeah.
But there's a separate Korean title which is 도깨비불, and which means it means ghost light, I guess. And
Will-o'-the-wisp.
Right, will-o'-wisp, and it's essentially like the Korean trolls, 도깨비, and that's what they're kind of referring to here. So that
we're talking about the mythical trolls, not the trolls on the internet, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Not 4chan Redditors. I'm talking about
Yeah.
Not that Redditors are all trolls. I am, but they're not. What I'm referring to is like literal trolls with the horns on their heads and like red faces. I hope you don't have horns, people out there. So a lot of the lyrics are kind of referring to that, like bait, like they're talking about like literally like putting out a bait, you know, grabbing kids up and eating them overnight. It's a little too much, I think, you know. I mean, like
Immersive.
They're just listing out things that are related to like, you know, Korean trolls. I'm like, okay, I mean I get it, but at the same time, like, you know, like
one other thing, I think Ning Ning does really well on this song. Her voice is really well suited. The high notes she sings is like kind of not the main sounds, but sometimes when other kids are singing, you hear Ning Ning going off in the background. I think she suits this really well.
So this Apple Music Up Next thing.
Yeah. Explain this. What's going on?
So
here?
it's essentially every month Apple Music is like, yo, we're picking our favorite rookie of the month to highlight them in our platform, Apple Music, right? First person to ever get it was Six Lack or Black. I don't really exactly know.
Oh yeah.
Right. I believe it's pronounced Black. But Khaled was on it at one point. Daniel Caesar, Billie Eilish back in 2017, right?
Wow.
HER was on it. NCT 127 was on here. Wow.
Nice.
Juice WRLD was on it 2018. Pink Sweats 2019. Megan Thee Stallion, Clairo.
Wow.
Who else? Don Toliver.
Big names.
Yeah, big names. A lot of big names who have become really big over the last couple of years. So I'm not really recognizing some of the artists from the recent year or two, but 3 or 4 years ago, I'm like, oh, I know Burna Boy. I know Summer Walker. These folks are all...
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all on it. Greta Van Fleet. Last month it was Omar Apollo. I don't know who that person is, but I like the name Omar Apollo. So I don't know. This is probably a good sign, right? I mean,
Yeah, it seems
I think that SM has made all the correct connections to make them blow up with this Warner
Probably,
Music,
yeah.
Warner Records deal.
isn't Aespa like? Aren't they like the brand representatives of Samsung?
I believe so.
Oh.
I know Blackpink was before too, because they wouldn't like take iPhones to take pictures with their concerts.
Well, I guess Apple Music didn't do their research and picked the Samsung girls. Poop pee pee. Oh no. Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on.
All right.
Jo Yuri, right?
Yeah, we're at Jo Yuri now.
Yeah.
She released a song called "Love Shhh," which came out on Thursday.
That's not what it is.
Love Shhh. Okay. I want to add another like. So she's from VICTON, which is essentially some kind of subsidiary off of Mnet and all that kind of stuff.
CJ.
like
Yeah.
CJ, all that stuff.
Previously known
what
as
did it-
MMO
what-
Entertainment.
No, what did it used to be called?
MMO
Her original
Entertainment.
company. No. There was a name. Oh,
Wake One was MMO Entertainment before it was.
she got
Wait,
transferred
what?
into there though. Where was
Oh, her. She used to be something else.
She's
off-
Stone?
Stone, and then Off the Record, and then now
yeah.
Yeah, Stone was the word I was looking for.
Mm.
So she debuted 2018 with Eyes One, 2021 as a soloist. Her other song, the only other one she's had as a soloist, was Glassy. I would say that this song is very similar to Glassy. That's the first thing I want to say.
Yeah.
And I find both of the songs quite pleasant, right? I think they show off Jo Yuri. Her positive vibes is what I'm getting here.
Yeah.
Very, very poppy, for sure, right? That's the main thing I'm getting from it.
Pop, pitty, pop, pop.
I think that other people should talk first before I say it.
Oh God. Okay. Man, these are just spice after spice.
I mean, it is my favorite song of the week
Oh God.
out of the
okay.
three.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not okay. I am pretty positive about it, and I actually wanted to go off the point about it being similar to her debut song, "Glassy." Right?
Yeah.
I feel like sound wise, I would say I prefer "Glassy," but the reason might be is that visually, this song, I don't know if it's the editing, I don't know if it was the sets, the lighting, something about it. It looked very similar to that music video for "Glassy." It almost felt like, did we film in the same locations? Did we use some of the same shots? I don't know if it's like, I didn't do a frame by frame comparison, but there was something about it that felt like I've seen this before.
Anita, it's that shot on the roof with the tall buildings in the background.
Probably, yeah, the skyline.
That
yeah.
skyline, it seems like they opened it up to people renting that roof, and now I think we've seen it like 3 times in the last 2 months or something.
Man,
Yeah.
imagine living in that apartment, just your house on full display in Yuri's music video.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess there was certain aspects where like this feels very similar, and maybe I feel like it feels similar to like other artists, other music videos, but also to her song, to her debut, because there were shots of her inside a room, and then shots of her outside with the skyscrapers and like the sky shots. I don't know. There was something about it that felt like we've seen this before from her. And I don't know. I guess it kind of made me feel like I didn't feel like it was very novel in that sense. So it made me like Glassy more, because I feel like that was the moment where like, oh, this is new, but now it's not. That was my feeling. And sound wise, I feel like it is very nice, very bright, but there was like notes in the chorus that made it like a little bit more band, like rock heavy.
Oh, yeah.
That made me feel like, oh, this sounds very like something I might have heard in like late 2000s. I don't know if that's the right time frame, but like it felt like maybe a little bit of a decade ago, where like pop might have sounded in this way, like not from a group, something like a soloist or an actual band maybe.
Just because they added guitars?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of like the more like pop rock sound that you might hear in like mid 2000s to late 2000s from, I guess, not strictly like pop groups. That's the vibe that I was getting. I don't know about you guys.
I think the reason they added guitars is pretty clear, and I don't think I got the aesthetic that you're talking about at all. I understand what you're referring to. I just don't think I agree with it. But I do hear the guitars in the chorus, and I think the role it's doing is making up for space where Yuri's voice cannot. I think they're there to complement each other and bring up the energy. That's what I think it's doing, because the whole track is... Well, I mean, I agree with you from a different aspect, right? The track plays off of a pretty common trope in K-pop, I feel. This mid-tempo, upbeat, big drums, kind of summer disco pop track. Songs like Oompa Oompa by Red Velvet, or How You Like That featuring Cardi B. Not How You Like That. What's the one called?
Ice Cream.
No. The one with Cardi B, not Selena Gomez.
Cardi B.
Bam 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 bam.
Which one is that?
Oh, Bet You Wanna by Blackpink.
Oh, okay.
Bet You Wanna, track 4 of the album by Blackpink. And then there's Blue Punch by Rocket Punch. There's like so many, and then Sistar did like multiple songs in this realm, right? This is the kind of color she's going after, and I do feel like it's a pretty standard color there. Lots of people willing to just listen to the sound. It's a very general public friendly sound, if you will. So I think that's what she's going after there. The guitars I think is there to complement her voice, because her voice is rather husky. It's rather, I don't want to say raspy, because that's not raspy, but husky. Do you guys know what I mean by husky voice? That's like
there is a
term.
husky.
Yeah.
There is a huskiness to Jo Yuri's voice.
Right. And normally, when you look at ballad artists like Komi or Baek Ji-young, who kind of have that voice tone, they use it in a very emotional sense. While as Jo Yuri, first of all, she can't do that because she's an idol. Second of all, she has a lot more energy in her voice in terms of like, ooh, like let me explode. That being said, energy only takes you so far, right? The instrumentation, I think, needs to be there to complement that, and I think that's where the guitars come in to bring up the tone a little bit, because that, the electric guitars are like, oh, summer, I don't know, you kind of get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened there. But other than that part, I'm gonna go back to what I said, because it does feel very much like, just it feels like a sister summer track. It's not sister, but like Sistar. People know who Sistar is, right? I'm not old.
They should now, because Hyorin's kind of popular on Queendom, so I feel like people should.
Okay, if you've seen Queendom 2, if you've seen Hyorin, the one girl who's there alone, she's in that group. She used to be in the group called Sistar.
They were the summer queens.
Right, they were the summer queens. They had a song called Touch My Body. Go listen to that, and you'll know what I'm referring to. That being said, obviously, Touch My Body and this song, very different songs, but you can tell they're going after a similar aesthetic, which tends to be generally liked. Who was gonna hate a track like this? I bet nobody.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
The music snobs who only listen to like Brockhampton, I bet. Love Brockhampton. There's nothing like it.
Some things for me. I think the song's fine. It's pleasant. I do prefer Glassy to this one, though. I think that the choreo they gave her doesn't help this song very much.
Oh, good
Quite
lord.
simple.
It's super simple, right? Now, I don't know if that's because they want to hit that TikTok market, right? Where it being simple so that the average pleb on the street can do the dance with it. But I'm a not just this song. I'm a huge anti for the dumbing down of choreo in order for TikTok to happen. Like, I like to watch K-pop. I want to see crap that there's 0% chance that I'll ever be able to do. You know what I mean?
You want to see a circus? You want to see Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, I want to be shocked. I want to be surprised. I want to be taken aback. I want to see things that I've never seen before, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That being said, this type of song doesn't require some ridiculous choreo because it's not that type of song.
No.
I just feel
that's
like
true.
the choreo that was given was just a little like Really? Like I think she's a better dancer than what they gave her. I don't know. Anita, you saw some live stages, right? What do you think?
I did. No, I also felt like it was very simple. I mean, it was done well. There was no complaints as far as like the actual performance and doing the choreo. But I guess I have seen like it seems like a trend where like solo artists are kind of doing not so out there as far as choreography.
Yep,
And
yep.
it might. I mean, I think it might have something to do with a mix of vocally they don't want to risk it maybe if it's live, and also like a lot of the songs don't tend to have a vibe where like you would expect a lot of choreo. So I guess it feels like the whole package of the solo performance or solo debuts recently has been very like not very how should I say demanding choreography wise, which is a shame. I think they definitely can pull it off because a lot of these solo artists have been in groups and done choreography that is a lot more difficult. But yeah,
You know, it's a kind of a shame in that aspect because the choreo's kind of lacking. The song's kind of lacking. What's left? That's
My thing with Jo Yuri as a soloist is I think I said it previously that I felt that Yena and B do a better job of encapsulating who they are as a brand and why you should like their music. I think that's the one thing that's lacking for Jo Yuri at the moment, right? We're just
100%.
getting positive,
Yes.
upbeat songs. I feel like a lot of people could do these positive, upbeat songs, right? I want to
Yes.
know what Jo Yuri brings to the table as Jo Yuri.
ooh,
Because
yes.
I don't
Yeah.
think that this type of song that's just like, hey, it's warm out, we're happy. I don't think there's enough depth there for me to really grasp onto something, right? And that's the dilemma I see Jo Yuri and Wake One having going forward.
And I understand that, like, in the immediate term, you got to figure out how big your audience is, how much
Yeah.
your existing audience is, how big it can grow if you do a concept like that. I understand you got to do your market testing. That's cool. That's totally fine. At the same time, it'd be cooler if you can do all that at the same time. Some artists have done it. So this is where I'm like, ooh, like, Wake on Entertainment. Are they gonna do their homework or not? You know, that's the kind of deal. Because right now they're coming into work, right? They're coming into work. I also know they're taking like 2 hours off for lunch. Like that's what it's coming off to me. Maybe it's gonna require Jo Yuri to write up her own proposal for a comeback concept, like the way Eunbi did. I don't know if Wake One Entertainment is gonna allow that, but at the same time, it's kind of, frankly speaking, Yuri is the last artist that I expected this dilemma to come out of, because she, at least in the K-pop sphere, she has a very unique voice, right? She also has the benefit of coming out of a group like Aespa.
Yep.
So she is definitely in a space where she can take more risks, I feel, and build off of what she is really gonna be able to be really good at. Now, give her songs like this, give her songs like Glassy, it'll be fine, because she's definitely capable as a vocal performer or a dancer. But at the same time, there could be so much more, you know? They're just,
yeah.
you know,
I'll
like-
say it this way: when I listen to the last So Glassy and this one, right?
yeah.
I feel like it feels easy. It feels like very comfortable, very doable for her, but it doesn't make me feel like, oh yes, definitely her song, her vocal skills. Whereas when I remember her in Aespa, I remember her part like very, very strongly, like her voice tone there. And I don't know if it's maybe like a lack of really finding her thing, like that complements her specifically. It might take some time, but I think that might be the issue.
I also do want to point out, like, they had a much more of a unique concept going in with this EP. Because this EP is named Opus 22 Y Waltz in Major. I'll get to that in a second. But
Okay.
if you listen to the first track and a couple of the other tracks, it's clear what kind of color they're going after. There's definitely like a more refined classical music-y kind of aesthetic they're going after. And then this track kind of stands out. It's just out there doing its own
Interesting.
little K-pop thing. And I was like, why did you leave that out? that could have been really cool if you were to put that in. K-pop has included Mr. Father of Music, Mr. Bach, in their songs before. Right. So it's not like people are gonna hear violins and they're gonna go, "Oh, stupid classic music." Nobody's gonna do that. You know what I mean? So I feel like if they were gonna add that concept in, why not just commit to it? You know, that could have been a cool thing.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's really appropriate for her voice tone as well. You know.
We'll see.
Now that being said, it's called Opus 22 Y Waltz in Major. That's the name of the EP. Where's the other 21 opuses? Where's opus number? Where did that go? Where's opus 21? Why are we starting with 22?
It's
For
like,
naming
it's like
purposes.
it sounds like just like where's Opa?
No. Opus number. It's like
okay.
no. That's if you look at classical music. If you look at classical music,
we're not looking for Opa. Okay.
No. I love Bach Opa. I love Mozart Opa, but no.
Opa.
Opus number is a way of categorizing classical music, like opus number 1, opus number 2, something in G major, A major, C major. So it's typically something major, but this one is just Opus 22 Y Waltz in major. What major? A major? C?
They were close. They were
All
trying.
right. I'm gonna cut you off, musical man. Other big releases this week included Pravity via Universe with Vivid, Adora with Trouble, Classy with Classy, and Kim Jae-hwan with Snail. These were some interesting names.
Snail.
We're at Spice Kingdom. Last week, episode 191, GOT7's Na 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 picked up its third crown, entered the Hall of Spice. Second place was Lightsum's Alive, and third place was NCT Dream's Beatbox. The new candidates are the 3 songs we covered this week: VICTON's Stupid O'Clock, Aespa's Illusion, and Jo Yuri's Love. Shh. Okay. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I will put Lightsum's Alive in first place.
Whoa!
I think it's better than the songs we had this week.
Wow.
I'm just gonna say that.
Wow.
Second place is my favorite song from this week. I will put Jo Yuri's Love Shh in second place. I think, well, I have issues with the song and what it does for her as a soloist. I still think it is a pretty good song. Third place, I am in a dilemma between 2 SM Entertainment songs, Beatbox and Illusion.
Ooh.
2 very different songs.
Yes.
You know what? I had NCT Dream here in third, but I'm going to put Aespa in third.
Look at you.
Let's go.
So that is my chart this week.
Yes, we are very good friends this week, Doug. My chart is very similar.
What?
Yes. Let's start with third place. I also gave it to Aespa.
Let's go.
Even though it's a lyric video, even though it wasn't really advertised, I see the vibes. I like the aesthetic, production behind it. Wasn't a huge fan of the eating sounds, but okay, I see it. So I'll put it in third. I'm very curious how this round of promotions is gonna go, like what the album is gonna sound like. So it's a good tease. Second place, moving up a spot, 17 with Hot.
Wow.
Live performances, as always, very good. I found the chorus catchy now. It's not my favorite 17 song by any means, but it kind of brought my attention back a little bit. And I don't know, I like the vibe behind it. Choreo goes hard, it's intense. In first place, I also have Lightsum,
Wow.
which is kind of a surprise because I wasn't really feeling it as much. But I have to recognize the effort that was made this time around. I feel like very good choices were made with this comeback. And I feel like I am starting to really pay attention to them.
Wow.
Individually, as a group. So, first place for me.
Wow.
Wow.
Like someone first. Wow. Well, it's third for me, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It kind of grew on me over time, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like it now. It's nice. NCT Dream with Beatbox was previously on my chart. It is no longer on my chart.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Okay.
I found myself kind of not returning to the track as much for some reason. A boy group that is on the chart to this week is VICTON. I did like it. Not gonna lie.
Yes.
If it is it not anything special, I guess so. But at the same time, it's pretty groovy. I like the bass. I appreciate the effort that some of the members put in. That's what I look for in K-pop. So there you go. VICTON on second.
Bro, what is first then?
Look at you. That's first. 도깨비불
Really?
Illusion
Yes.
by Aespa on first for me.
Trap. Yep.
I can't complain. It's I'm gonna repeat what I said. The rap does leave more to be desired. Winter in particular, I feel like some of her stuff is a little too much, but Winter, Giselle and Karina doing nice things, kind of cool stuff. Diggity dig, Aespa, Illusion, pre-release
That's
of Girls. Let's go.
Oh, that's interesting. So Gochu Gang, they also had Illusion in first place this week.
Let's
Warren.
go.
They are our friends.
Second place, Jo Yuri with Love Shhh.
Nice.
Oh.
And in third place, they have Lightsome with
Wow.
Alive.
Wow.
We're all kind of in the same wavelength to most of it.
You know what that means? There's a tie for first with 12 points each.
Oh.
Lightsome
Okay.
and Aespa are sharing the crown this week.
Wow. That's kind
Wow.
of unexpected.
So let's go through that. Anita and I gave Lightsome first place, and then Gochu Gang and Warren gave it third. For Aespa, Gochu Gang and Warren gave it first place. Anita and I gave it third. So 12 points apiece there. And then in third place, all by its lonesome, is Jo Yuri with Love Shhh. So that is the chart this week. That's an unexpected chart.
Same.
On the turntables.
I was pretty sure that Aespa's gonna just take everything, but I guess not.
All right. We're finally at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes, we have a couple of them. First off, G Idol with Tomboy. Still winning. One on
That's
Inkigayo.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Yes. So they're up to 8 wins with that comeback. Then we have Le Sserafim with Fearless, another win and show champion. So a total of 4 for them. Then we have 17 with Hot, 1 on M Countdown and Music Bank. So 2 wins so far. And then Kang Daniel with Upside Down, first win on show Music Core.
All right. So I think that pretty much wraps up part 1 of SojuTalk episode 192. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we're back at it. Part 2, SojuTalk episode 192. Let's cover some news and events from last week. The first one's a bit of a sad one. Weekly's June to permanently leave the group. So on June 1st, IST Entertainment announced that June would be concluding her activities as a member of Weekly due to ongoing health concerns. June previously went on hiatus twice during their run for reoccurring symptoms of anxiety.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Very sad
unfortunate.
about this one.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, like, it's a real issue for her, considering she probably wanted to be an idol so bad for a lot of her teenage years,
Yeah.
right? And then they get there, and then she just can't really handle it because of her anxiety. I think that it really sucks for her, because, this is probably her dream to be an idol.
And the fact that she bounced out, she took break twice, that kind of shows how ongoing of an issue this was, right?
It's probably pretty debilitating for her.
Probably, like, people with like serious anxiety, they just can't do anything throughout their days.
Yeah.
And being a K-pop idol, kind of time consuming. It's kind of more than a full-time job, almost,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, to handle both of those two things at the same time is kind of impossible. So,
Hope she's doing better though.
yeah. The fact of the matter is, she's young. She is not no longer a member of Weekly, but with whatever she does in the future career, she seems like an upbeat, very nice person. I hope she does well. She's clearly she's put in the effort to become a K-pop idol. That's not a thing that everyone's capable of doing in the first place. And if you transfer that energy and dedication to, whatever else she's gonna go to next time, I hope she'll be successful. As much as she was with Weekly. Yeah.
Best of luck to June. All right. Second one. On June 2nd, Cosmic Girls, Ujusonyo, they won Queendom Season 2.
Whoa.
So the final rankings ended up Cosmic Girls in first, Luna in second, VVZ in third, Hyorin in fourth, Kepler in fifth, and Brave Girls in sixth.
Wow.
Look at that. Nice for them.
Regrettably, I've been kind of busy lately. I didn't really follow Queendom, but if there's a Queendom performance I need to watch, let me know in the YouTube comments or the Discord. I will watch them. Like, what were the best ones? I want to see the best of the best from this season.
I saw a couple in the first couple of episodes, but yes.
Same. I mean,
there was some controversy. People were saying they rigged it for Ujusonyo because of Starship and its friendship.
Oh.
But, I have no background information on that.
People have raised concerns given that the numbers on Spotify and numbers that they see on show just don't match up. I think that's one evidence that people are pulling at.
We shall see then.
Mnet has put out an official press release saying, no, that didn't happen. Nobody rigged anything. We are the new Mnet, not the old Mnet. Now that being said, who knows if they're lying? I don't know. I honestly haven't seen the show. I've only seen clips of it, like you guys have.
Right.
But given Mnet's kind of diarrhea track record, I'm not too surprised people are raising this concern.
Hopefully it gets figured out though, if there was any wrongdoing.
Yeah, if you guys
congrats to them regardless. Yeah.
Right. Let's validate Cosmic Girls' success. If it's real,
yes, there you go.
Put out evidence that it's real. Come on. But yeah, congrats to Cosmic Girls. Oh my god.
I think they kind of needed something like this.
Heck yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They've been kind of like they've had good songs lately, but I wouldn't say it's been the best time ever for them. I think this is really good for them. And you know what? 4 groups did what I have been begging groups to do right after Queendom, and they announced comebacks.
Let's
4
go.
groups
Wow.
announced comebacks this week. June 20th, Luna and Kepler. I just combined their names into Lunar. Yeah, so the 2 moon groups, Kepler and Luna, they both announced comebacks for June 20th. That's
nice.
That's real soon.
Wow.
That's 2 weeks from today.
Wow, it's gonna be like Queendom again, but in real life now.
I'm really curious about this Luna song. Like, every time Luna comes back, you don't know what you're gonna get. It's always interesting. And then
Mystery.
Hyorin and Ujusonyo announced comebacks for July.
Wow, nice.
Right, summer.
It's been a while since we got a full-on Cosmic Girl comeback, I think, right?
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, the last time we got it was in March.
Irida, right? That one?
No, that was a long time ago. No, Unnatural.
Was that even longer than that? Unnatural.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
March of 2021, and before that was Butterfly from 2020.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then it was 2019 with Iruri down. Wow, wow.
Oh, yeah. Why am I saying? I bought that album in Korea, that one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Do you have anything else to say?
Dude, Luna hype is real. They're all over r/K-pop. You guys see that?
Let's
Dude,
go.
Luna, it's real, dude. It's happening.
Dude, it's real. The hype is
They've
real.
only been they got hindered probably the most by COVID happening. Out of
Oh
almost all
yeah.
groups. I said the 2 groups I think I said previously. I think Monster X and Luna got really shafted by COVID because they had big Western things going on.
Yeah.
All right, another humongous comeback. ITZY has announced their comeback July 15th with Checkmate.
Boy.
So we're getting Aespa, Luna, Kepler, ITZY within like a month span of each other.
Yo.
Girl group bonanza.
It's crazy. So the comeback will happen right before the sole stop of their world tour in August and ahead of the other stops of the tour in the United States in October and November. So they're gonna come back, do the Korean promotions, do the one stop in Seoul, and then to probably take a little bit of a break, then go to US for the October-November dates.
Wow. That's
So they got a busy rest of the year right there.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a banger because the last couple songs have not been the most well received.
Yeah.
hey.
Guess who
Itzy's pretty
loves
cool.
you? Naya.
Oh my god. I still
All
hear
right.
that song every time I go to H Mart. Just putting that out there. Like,
Oh.
I agree. I've heard that one at H-Bar too.
I don't know why. Just the DJs at H Mart apparently are
onto
huge midsies. Man, it's the last couple of weeks doing this show. It's been like, it's been like a field without rain for a bit. Just not
Why?
a lot of-
Are you referencing the lack of girl group songs?
the lack of girl group songs for a bit.
We're getting a shit ton of them in the next.
Boy, get ready! Let's go!
Hey, where's Rocket Punch, dude? They're doing Japan stuff. What about the Korean stuff?
Don't do something. Shut up.
Okay.
Do something. Get out.
Open discussion. As I mentioned previously, I'm playing Cyberpunk. I remember getting hyped for Cyberpunk like 5 years before it came out. Right? Everyone was like, "This is gonna be the next great game."
Dude, you were getting like computer parts before, like
Oh,
way
yeah.
before everyone else.
I had debated. Okay, so here's the ridiculous thing. I was debating getting a new computer when Cyberpunk came out, just so I could play it. But then, for some reason, I was sort of off video games when it came out, so I didn't play it on release, and it was apparently a buggy, shitty mess, terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm playing it now, like over a year after it came out, and there's a giant patch where they fixed most of the crap.
Okay.
I'm having a great time playing it. Like,
That's good.
my guy in the game, he has a samurai sword. So it's all melee, dude. I have a samurai sword, and if a guy's on a high arch, I have a sniper rifle. So my guy runs around with a samurai sword and a sniper rifle, and he could slow down time. Like, it's so fun,
Wow.
dude. So I slow down time like an anime. I kill everyone, and then time goes back to normal, and they all fall on the ground, essentially, dude.
Wow.
It's actually fun. And I was thinking, like, the games I really liked growing up were Fallout and Elder Scrolls in terms of single player games. This really hits the same open world vibes and GTA.
I see that.
It's a lot of fun. The theming, because the main giant entity, like the big corporation, is a Japanese company, it's very Asian themed because of that.
Makes sense.
Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of Japanese influence, and you hear random Korean dialogue while I'm running by people and stuff. Like, it's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
weird.
You said that you found a recipe in the game?
Yeah, there was a jjajangmyeon recipe, and then one of the missions, like, so you're in the future, so everyone has computer parts in them and stuff like that. So there's an automatic translator. One side mission, you're helping a Korean guy. He speaks in Korean the whole time.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, actually the voice acting was definitely a Korean dude. Like, it's not just like a
Nice.
dude, and you're helping him escape some hotel or something. And he's just yelling at you in Korean to hurry up and stuff. That being said, it is an extremely mature game.
Oh.
There's my samurai dude, he decapitates everyone.
Oh, a lot of
There's a
gory
lot of
stuff?
sex, blood, and violence in this game. Like, they
Oh,
don't
God.
hold back. They don't hold back in any of those regards.
Who's your partner, like sexually?
Dude, I've done none of the main story to get to that point.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I've been having so much fun. Like, I see on the map there were so many side quests to do. I've just been doing all of the side quests. So when I do the story mode, I'm so overpowered. I like one hit bosses. I'm so overpowered.
So
though.
without progressing the story, you've pretty much done everything possible in the open
I'm trying to
world
do everything in the open world before I do the story. Essentially,
realm. Okay, so you haven't met Keanu Reeves yet.
I just met Keanu Reeves. Like, literally, like, that was the last mission I did.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah. Like, I've just been going around hacking people with my samurai sword. It's been so much fun.
Good.
Other than that, my sister's having the baby in like 19 days, so that's something.
Oh,
so.
exciting.
Let's go.
If I'm randomly missing for an episode, it's because I went to go see the baby. So that's that.
Understandably, yes.
Understandable. I watched the Creed movie over the weekend. I watched two actually.
Oh, two.
Right. I watched the new one and a not so new one. I watched the movie called The Roundup. Let me just double check it.
Roundup.
The Roundup of 2022. It's a sequel to the movie The Outlaw from 18 or 19. Which was Ma Dong-seok. It had Jang Chen in it, and it was like You know, it was a very crime-heavy movie, and Ma Dong-seok plays. If you guys don't know who Ma Dong-seok is, he's in Train to Busan as the really big buff dude. You know.
Wait, I think I've seen that movie you're talking about.
No, it's really popular. A lot of people saw it. Ma Dong-seok was also in Eternals as Gilgamesh. That's the guy. Like Eternals, like Marvel. You know. He is just a really, really big, really buff dude, and he's just really, really good at fighting in these shows or in these movies. And the movie kind of like just portrays that he's just a cop. He's just really good at fighting, and he's like very just like, I'm gonna catch all the bad guys. Watch me go and hit all the bad guys. And if you've never seen a Korean like movie, especially a Korean crime movie before, it's very action focused. It's very action heavy, right? The cool thing about watching one of these films in the theater is that you realize how loud the punching sounds are. Just the sound effects.
Whack! Whack!
You know? And then you're like, whoa, you know? Now that being said, it's a little gory, you know? It's manageable, but bloody. Like, you know, you got people.
Wait, Anita, I forgot. Were you someone who likes gore in movies or does not? I forgot which one you were.
I
you were one way or the other.
I can handle like bloody stuff, like zombies stuff, like guts, blood, more than horror. Like if it's horror with that, then maybe not. But just action, like action scenes, I feel like they're pretty cool. So
and like watching so I saw both of those movies over the course of like 48 hours or so because I didn't see the first one, and I was like, why are Korean movies? I guess spoiler alert. Why are Korean movies so like obsessed with like cutting off limbs and like disabling hands? You know, like.
Okay, no, there is a trope in Korea of like cutting off hands. I've seen it in so many movies.
Yeah,
like, people getting crippled.
Like everyone's Luke Skywalker apparently. Just like
is this a thing for Koreans? Warren? Like, is there some significance to it?
I don't know. My hands are fine. I don't know. Like no,
like, every gambling movie, someone's hand's gonna get cut off at some point.
Right. Like, it's always the deal of, oh, you borrowed money from me, but you didn't pay it back. I'm gonna reduce that amount by taking away your hands or something, you know, like
yeah.
And then they get a huge sledgehammer and they're like, pew, you know, bye left hand. Tatsa did it. The one with Lee Byung-hun did it. I forget what it was called. 내부자들, Insiders. Old Boy did it. Old Boy did other stuff too, like cutting off tongues and stuff. Anyways, Korean action movies are just very gory, but also very action-packed and very just high energy, and it's really, really cool stuff. If you're trying to figure out what to watch, go watch it. I guess I saw it in theaters because it was at the AMC in Times Square. And
how much is a movie ticket these days in Manhattan? Is it ridiculous?
So
is it over 50? Is it over 15?
For this one, I don't think it was.
Okay.
I think it was 13 per person.
That's a lot. That's not that bad. That's not that bad.
If I'm watching like a Marvel movie in IMAX, I'm paying like 50 total for 2 people.
God damn.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's stupid.
That's crazy, my guy.
Yeah. The other movie I watched was so anyways, yeah, if you go watch it in the theaters, you will see a lot of Korean people around you. Just like the moment I walk in, I'm like, man, look, am I in Gangnam? Is this the Gangnam CGV? I watched The Wailing as well. Do you guys know that movie?
Oh, did you watch it again?
You watched it again?
Dude, I've seen that movie like at least 10 times at this point.
I watched it with you the first time I watched it. I was so confused, dude.
It's such a great plot.
Oh god.
The storyline, how it was. Yeah.
Let's not spoil it. There's a lot of dread while watching that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? You feel uncomfortable the entire time when you're watching that one.
And that's what's great about it. Every time you watch it, you're like, what's going on? You know, like, cause like, I'm seeing it for like the millionth time right now. The movie came out in 2016. It's my favorite Korean movie of the 2010s. Period.
Oh, all genres favorite.
All genres, like over Handmaiden, over Parasite. Parasite doesn't count actually. That's 2 years ago, right? 2020 was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, maybe not as good as The Wailing. Sorry, maybe not as good as The Parasite, but The Wailing is still one of my favorites. Right? It's one of those movies where like you are like as the watcher, you you're constantly given like hints/fake hints about what's going on.
Yeah.
And
That's
A
you're
lot of foreshadowing.
you're just lost in this maze of like what's going on. It's also very bloody. It's also
Quite
like
graphic.
by
There's a
limbs,
lo-
but
There's like the Wailing you watch and you're like, oh my god, and it has the loudest scene in movie history. No, we talked about it. There's this I think we talked about it on the pod a couple weeks ago.
I think we
where
did.
there's as I said, there's the shaman scene. It is single-handedly the loudest, one of the most intense. You know how like you watch something, you're like, you watch a random TV channel that's not one of the like main channels, and all of a sudden the commercial is so loud, you're like, what the F just happened? It's that, but like 10 times worse. It is the most intense use of sound I've seen in a movie. Other than maybe like the Mad Max movie used really loud noises and then they went silent at a certain point.
But like Mad Max movies, like they build into those loud noises.
Yeah,
Like,
this one was just like, what the F? Why is it so loud right now?
I remember like watching it at my couch over there through my TV, and I was like, I was just watching. You know, I'm not in the theaters. I'm just watching in my own bedroom, in my one studio. And then suddenly that scene comes on. I'm like, oh my god, my neighbors! I'm so sorry. Like, turn down.
You're all of a sudden like, this is the loudest movie ever. I swear to God.
The entire time, the movie was so quiet. I had pulled up to 100% volume, and then
Yeah,
suddenly,
they trick you. They trick you, dude. I swear to God.
oh man,
It's all of a sudden the loudest movie in existence.
all of a sudden,
Yeah.
but if you like occult, is that how I pronounce it? Occult.
Occult?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So occult is sort of like mysterious with some kind of like folklore, things like that, right? Something like that.
It has a lot of Korean folklore. It has a lot of Japanese folklore. It has Christianism thrown into it.
Yep,
and, Yep. And then in the middle of it, you're like, oh, is this the Asian devil or Jesus?
I would rewatch it, but like I don't like horror movies.
I honestly, the only reason why I was able to watch it was because I was with you guys. Like, I don't think I was disturbed after I watched it, and I had like, I don't know, I was like a little jumpy.
Did you leave
after
the
watching
movie
it.
and you're like, this is awful. I hate myself. This is awful. I feel uncomfortable. And then that's why you return to watch it again, because you want to resolve that.
No, honestly, like I don't do horror. Honestly, I don't like watching it, but I do like storylines that are not very expected. And I feel like this is one where like you're constantly wondering or trying to figure out like who is who, what should I believe? Like trying to guess what's gonna happen next, and some like most of the time you can't see it coming until after the fact. You're like, oh, this of course this was here all along and I didn't see it. I feel like Jordan Peele also does something like that. If you're into his movies, I've watched all the stuff that he's released so far, and I've only seen them in theaters, and there's one coming out this year too. But like that sort of feeling where like the plot is very interesting, you're kind of left with clues, but you don't know exactly what's going on.
Also, just putting it out there, this movie has a 99% fresh rating in
Yes,
on Tomatoes.
yeah.
God damn,
That means something.
that's gotta mean something.
That's gotta mean something. What's a
Wait,
Parasite
really?
get?
That high?
Yeah,
That's crazy,
99%.
dude.
Let me check Parasite. Probably also has a 99%. Yo, Parasite 98%. This movie's better than Parasite confirmed.
Wow.
All right. Well, I mean, it's just Rotten Tomato. They're just movie snobs, so take it, take it for what it is. But it's a good movie. If you want to feel uncomfortable in your own skin, I suggest you watch it.
It is a very uncomfortable movie for sure.
Yeah.
Like, not gonna lie.
I also it's also one of those movies where like you end up building like theories about what's going on every time you watch it, and
Yes.
I think that's the fun experience.
Yeah, it has a very ambiguous like end game for sure.
Now that being said, the reason I wanted to rewatch it is because they released one of the cut scenes from it, which make things so much more clear in terms of who the good guy versus the bad guy was.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yeah, well, that's too much spoiler, and I don't think a lot of our listeners have seen the movie, so we'll talk about
Yes.
that after the show. But if you want to look it up, it's on YouTube. Just look up Wailing deleted scenes. It will be there.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
And did you do anything?
Nothing too eventful. I did end up watching some clips, no full episodes, of this new show, and I'm a little confused. I need to do more of my research here. Called Be Ambitious. So it's just ambitious, right? But I'm guessing it's meant to be ambitious. And it's basically Street Woman Fighter, but with male contestants, male dancers.
Okay.
And I was very confused because I remember covering and hearing about Street Man Fighter being a thing this year. I guess this is it. I have yet to confirm if this show is like a pre-thing, like pre-contest before the actual thing. I'm not too sure, but it's okay.
Here's the press release that describes what it is, right? Ambitious is the group that will complete the special crew. Special crew Ambitious will be the strong lineup that completes the lineup for Street Man Fighter. Who is going to be the solo dancer who makes that project dance group? Solo dancers become the part of this crew.
Here's the thing, though. The setup of it, from what I gathered of the clips that I've seen from the episodes released so far, it kind of does not capture the essence of Street Woman Fighter very well, and I feel like it's more detrimental than adding to the show.
Oh, damn.
And I think it's mentioned there in the press release because it's all the contestants are individual participants, right? So they're not with crews. There's no I guess group battles so far, and of course the Street Woman Fighter members are still in the show, so it's like I'm even looking forward to their shots, their featurings in the show more than the actual show contestants. I don't know. I just find it very odd as to why they changed that structure. And there's some pretty well-known people, like a lot of choreographers. Casper, who's worked with SM, is there. A couple of K-pop idols as well. Taehyun, No Taehyun, who was also in Produce.
Really? Yeah.
Kino,
He's a really good
who was
dancer.
in Pentagon. Yep. So people that are pretty recognizable, I would say. And I just feel like it's not really. I don't know. I feel like they're not showcasing them in the best way possible because it feels like the one-on-one stuff I feel like it's too dragged out, to be honest. I feel like it's too dragged out, and I don't think we're really building a storyline like they did with Street Woman Fighter. I don't know, but I'll probably still see what else comes out of it. So far,
I think this show is meant to be the equivalent of Road to Queendom.
Yeah, that's the vibe I was getting too.
Yeah, so I wouldn't let this kill your hype for Street Man Fighter if you have that hype. Now there are some other famous names on here. Maybe they haven't been as explicitly shown yet. BM of Card is also making an appearance.
Yeah, he was there. I saw it.
Harry June of Dark B, You of On and Off, Rain as the main MC.
Yes.
Yeah, just somebody's gotta like these folks. Not me.
Somebody's gotta like these folks.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like the contestants themselves, I feel like pretty recognizable. I just feel like the setup of the show is not really helping, but we'll see.
Yeah, looks like their first mission was to completely copy the Hey Mama choreo.
Yeah. We're still riding on a lot of the Street Woman Fighter popularity here, and I feel like does that tell you that we need this to really boost popularity? I don't know.
Hey, here's my thing, right? I've seen Show Me the Money for 10 seasons. One whole decade of Mnet trying to milk off the hip-hop culture of Korea. I've seen it for 10 years. My takeaway is that Mnet doesn't really give a crap about this culture or in terms of hip-hop or dancing or whatever. It needs to make a show, and I get that. It needs to make a show. So if you're going into the show expecting a lot of focus on, you know, how people do choreo and, you know, lots of great collaboration and great moments of dancing. Not sure if you'll get it. Just knowing Mnet's track record, I don't think it's gonna happen because that's not what they do. These folks. It's not what they do.
We'll see. Street Woman Fighter was really good, so we'll see how this one turns out in the end.
I don't know. Show Me the Money season 1 was great. Nobody saw that. Do you guys know who Show Me the Money won? Just had.
Oh, what's his face got second? Didn't Swings get second?
Swings was Show Me the Money season 2. He didn't even make second. I think it was like 4th or 8th or something.
Basic.
Nope. Show Me the Money season 4, boy.
Damn.
Season 1, like MC Metal was on it. Jusuk was on it. Yeah, you guys don't know any of these fuckers, you know?
Wait, season 1, who was it?
Loco.
The winner was Loco, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I knew that.
Loco used to be a no-name, and he was like this college kid, and they were like, oh, like this guy is working part-time as a rapper and part-time in a convenience store. Look at him work. And then like he was like doing the happy dance after he made it. I don't know. It was kind of cute, I guess. Mirio of Brown Eyed Girls was on it.
Oh.
As a judge. Mirio of Brown Eyed Girls. Just putting that out there and just a little funky if you think about it, but
That's kind of weird. Yeah. Is that it? I think we're done, right? Right?
Yep, that's it for me.
Next week on Wednesday, well, not next week, this coming week on Wednesday, we have Secret Number. Thursday, Woo-Ah and Kanghaewon. Friday, BTS.
Let's go.
It's time.
Sunday,
Yes.
I don't think Kim Jae-hwan's coming back again. I think that's a mistake. And then Monday, Wonho and Bugaboo. So who are we gonna pair with BTS? That's what we will find out next week. This is a big comeback. Big. We're gonna have a lot to say.
Get your butts ready for BTS.
This has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me this week for episode 192. We'll see you guys next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Bagel, Based Mina, Brian, Shadow, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Genki Boy, Goku Mama, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, and Jay Parks. Tier, thank you for joining SojuTalk. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erday, Koala, Mafiar, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.